Okay. Hello and welcome. We are
The Sisters of the Holy Fiber. This is episode 32 because I looked it up. My name is Devin, also known as Rambunctious Guy on all of the Ravelries.
and I'm Heather, also known as Tiny Kiwi. So grab your knitting or crochet or whatever you're working on and join us while we craft and chat.
What are you working on?
Hey, wait, what about new people and old people?
Yes. Hello, if you've been here before, we're so sorry that we've been so tangential and not around. But look, we're back. We're glad that you came back too. And if you're new, hi, nice to see you. Welcome to our show. Enjoy.
Yay!
What are you working on?
I'm totally working on socks. Just like this is the first time I've really knit a sock properly in the round of doing a toe-up sock. Let me try to not drop the stitch I'm working on. Hold on.
What got into you?
I got yarn when I was on vacation, and it's sock yarn, and I really wanted to make socks out of it.
The yarn will do it.
Yeah, and so that's what's really making me, because I would never work on DPNs otherwise. Mm-hmm. I don't even own DPNs this small, number one, so I'm using cable needles, and I have like an 8-inch circ that I'm using. So, make and do, but I've got a toe going on, and you can see kind of a little of the variegation, I think, maybe. I don't know if the light is going to be good enough. It's like, I'm at the point where it's like gray and green, and then it gets into darker blue and darker green. Great. Anyway, it's very oceany.
Yes.
And at the store, I think it was the Loopy U, they wound it into two. It was separated, you know, to make socks. And they wound it into two balls for me. That was so nice. So that I didn't have to do that. Oh my gosh, I really appreciate that. Thanks, Loopy. So that was super, super exciting. And I'm actually really enjoying knitting these. They're like so tiny stitches. I would never. I don't know what possessed me. There's no way I'm going to make 2 socks by the end of the month. I don't even think I'm going to make 1 sock by the end of the month. Look, I've got a toe, and I've been working on this thing forever.
Well, you will get faster as you get more used to it.
Yeah, and it's getting easier as I get along. Once I finally get it large enough to get it onto the 8-inch circ, I think it'll be a lot faster. And I'm still doing like the toe increases, so I have to pay attention to what I'm doing. Yeah, but. So I think once I get to the body of the, and I'm doing an afterthought heel, so hopefully it should be easy, one hopes. We'll see. We'll see if it goes in the piles of, I have made 1 sock.
Oh, dear.
Now I have 2 started socks that are unfinished. Completely different. So now I have 3. Oops. But I'm having a whole lot of fun, and it's a totally portable project, so I can see why people are addicted to sock knitting.
They are very portable.
Yeah.
Unless you're like me and just make it extra complicated for no reason.
Yeah, I don't think I want to do like all the crazy cables and nonsense. I'm just like, just knit. Just keep on knitting. Occasionally knit front and back, and that's it.
Awesome.
So, yeah. That's literally all I have been working on, though. And it makes me sad that it's like, this small to show for all the work that I've put into it, but like it's this side and it's this side and it's tiny. Oh.
Well, and it's also, your learning process. You don't have to be fast at it right now.
And this is really the first time I've done anything like this in the round on DPNs. Usually I'm completely a circ girl, and I'm trying to teach myself to use DPNs because I want to get better at making those Care of Magical Creatures charms the way they're supposed to be made. So I figure that doing this sock and getting used to just knitting in the round on DPNs will be helpful for doing the rest of those.
Yep.
So, and also Tracy bought me some yarn in Slytherin colors, and I want to make mitts out of them. Because it's not a lot of yarn, so it's enough to make like maybe some fingerless mitts. But I don't think it'd be enough to make a scarf or anything, unless it was really skinny. But I want to make that knit. I don't want to crochet that because it's really pretty, and I think that it wouldn't look as nice in crochet.
Mm-hmm.
So I think I started these socks also as a way to get used to doing that so I could make the mitts on DPNs.
Yeah.
So,
that's a good idea.
We'll see. It's like, the problem is like I have a million projects that I'm excited to do, but I don't have the skills yet to do. So it's like, keep practicing and you'll get there.
Yes. And, as I have told you before, you have to let the imperfections go and just keep going.
Yeah. I know, and I've been really lucky so far that I haven't made a mistake, but because I haven't had to fix any mistakes in the round like this yet, so I don't know what happens. Although I've become kind of accidentally the person who fixes dropped stitches in my knit group, so I'm getting better at fixing problems. So that's been exciting.
Good.
Oh, that reminds me. One of the problems recently is like, I don't know how you managed to do this. Now that's talent. Just, wow. Blew my mind. Anyway, so that's all I'm working on. What are you working on? Oh, I hear the cat calling. I'm going to go grab him.
Okay. I will talk while you're grabbing the cat.
Sounds good.
Actually, no, I will wait because I know you're going to want to see it. And then I'll just have to say it all over again. And there she goes, letting the cat in. I might just leave this in the video just because it's funny.
There he is.
Oh, now I'm going to leave it in for sure.
I can't hear a word you're saying other than high-pitched things.
I was thinking about cutting that part of the video out, but I'm not because it's so totally cute seeing you bring him in.
He's my buddy. Now he's rubbing his head on everything. Isn't that right?
All of the things are his.
Yes. We already knew that. That's cute cameo. Kitty cat cameo.
Kitty cat cameo.
He's typing.
Yay, tape.
Tape. You know that. That's your buddy.
Hi, buddy. Okay, ready? For me?
Yep.
Okay.
Totes ready. Let me see what you're working on.
So here is Totoro blanket.
Ooh, yes.
He's actually looking more and more like Totoro.
Pretty respectable.
His big fat belly bit. And then I'm working on the hood part right now. So okay. I finished up at the top, and then there isn't actually that giant bump there that was on that. Anyway, I finished up at the top, and I'm pretty happy with how this shaping came out over here. That the belly kind of is a little bit more rounded at the top, and not like now the belly is like like bellies don't look like that. Right. So I was happy with that, and then I just cast on the hood part last night. And started working in the round on that. And so I'm hoping to get this hood done. And part of the problem with this is because I'm just making it up. Like, I'm just like, I'll decrease 4 stitches every other row and see what happens.
Why not? Like a mad scientist.
But the problem with that is that sometimes it doesn't work, so then I have to rip out 4 hours of work and do it over again. So, yay. But I really want this done. I need it to be done. I'm done with it. I'm already done with it, and it's not done yet, and I need it to be done. So,
stop undoing your work, even if you're unhappy with it. That's the key.
No.
I know.
So, I'm working on that. I'm working on another pair of the pieces of 8 mittens because I love them.
Oh, yeah, I remember.
Because they're really pretty, and I love them. And they're just so much fun to make. Now that I know how to do it, I'm like, I'm going to make all of them! Awesome. So, I have this sock yarn that I was like, you know what, this would be perfect, because the self-striping sock yarn is perfect to show off all the curves and fun stuff that the yarn does. Or that the pattern does. Okay, here we go. I had to untangle it, sorry. So this is where it is at this point.
Hold it in the middle for me so I can... That's so funny.
I'm a goofball.
Yeah, well, that's okay. That's why we're related.
Yes.
What's the matter? You want on the bed? Ugh. I'm gonna go grab his bed papers. a magazine he likes to sleep on. He's a weird cat.
Oh, that's amusing. That's all I'm working on right now.
Okay. About the Totoro thing, remember that it's for a kid. It doesn't have to be perfect.
Yes, ma'am.
I'm just
reminding and I
you.
need to get it done. You know,
yeah.
Like I need to finish it. It needs to be done now. So that's all I have for whips. I do have some finished objects.
Okay.
So let me show you those. They're for my swap partner, so I don't have them anymore because I sent them.
Okay.
Off.
That was a Slytherin swap you did?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
I always want to do that, but I know myself.
Yeah, it's better, you know. I barely made it. So, these, I made some pieces of 8 mitts for her. She likes orange. I don't know if you're going to be able to see it.
Well, my video is very laggy, so if you hold it for like 10 seconds, maybe I'll get it.
Okay.
Oh, there we go. Yeah.
So, I made my first pair of these mitts in this koigu because I already had the koigu.
Right.
And then I liked how it came out so much, I went and bought orange koigu and made her a pair. And I also made her a mushroom.
Oh, okay.
Because
that's cute.
How cute and tiny.
That's pretty cute.
Yes. That mushroom, it probably took me like half an hour. It didn't take that much time at all, and it was really fun to make.
See, like, that would take me 3 days because I'm so crazy about, like, Ami-style stuff. I don't know what it is.
You're a perfectionist. That's what it is. I love you.
I know, but I try so hard not to be.
I know. Well, you keep trying, love.
I know, right?
What else can you do? And this is what I turned in last month for my class. I made the dragon tail.
Oh, okay.
And I'm using it right now. There we go.
I can't remember. What was that one? The dealio to go along with it?
Oh, I don't remember.
Oh, okay.
Normally I'm into that stuff, but I don't know, just the way that she writes it, I'm just like, So
I'll rewrite it for you then and make them more exciting.
Okay. So anyway, and it's fun because I'm using them. Look, I have 2 now, and I'm actually using them. Yay!
That's pretty awesome.
So I'm happy that I have them and that I'm using them. Because knowing me, I wouldn't actually use it, you know. I think that's it. I have 3 finished things. It's like a record.
It's pretty amazing. I'm pretty impressed with you.
Yes. I don't really have any brainy moments. Do you have anything? I don't think.
No, okay. Other than you can use cable needles instead of DPNs if you don't have DPN ones.
That's true. You can.
Yeah. It's really hard to go around the bumps sometimes. I'm so lazy. Thankfully, one of the other ladies at the knit group says she has a pair of DPNs she can lend me, so hopefully she'll remember to bring them and I can switch over.
I don't think I've ever showed my wonderful case. I got this at a yard sale when I was probably like 8 or something. It's an old case, and it has 3 sets of each size 1, 2, and 3. My 2s and 3s of the double pointeds are currently being used, but there's 3 sets of each in here. I love this thing so much. I mean, I haven't had to buy double pointeds in the smaller sizes because I've had this forever.
I was really, when I was on vacation, I was at a antique and vintage shop. Mm-hmm. They had a couple of really nice sets, like, of knitting needles, like one with the circs with the cords that you can change and stuff, you know? Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. But they wanted way too much for them. I mean,
Yeah.
It was like, this is old plastic. I can't guarantee that it's not going to break, you know? Mm-hmm. I wouldn't mind if it was, you know, a little cheaper. I would take a chance on it, because I like old things in general, you know?
Right.
But...
yeah, I feel like I really lucked out being a kid and seeing that and going, hey, that might be cool, and getting it, and like my future self was like, yes, go go, little Devin!
So true. That's awesome.
So, yeah. Okay, shiny. I have a confession. So I went with my friend to this store near me, and it's like a little chain, and it's mostly like crafty things. They have like all kinds of, they have a little bit for all kinds of crafts. Like they have a little bit for scrapping, a little bit for stamping, a little bit for knitting, a little bit for sewing. Like they're like, you can do all the crafts here, you know.
This isn't Daiso that we're talking about, is it?
No. That place is even more dangerous.
Yes, it is. They've taken off our area. Sorry.
Yeah, Daiso, if you don't have one, it's like the 99-cent store, but it's $1.50 and it's Japanese stuff. So it's very dangerous because all the stuff is cheap and super cool. So anyway, no. But they had this sale bin right in the front of the door. Right when you walk in, their sale bin. Lorna's Laces yarn. Everything in there was $5. Oh my god. I almost did it, and I was like, I told my friend, I was like, should I get this? She was like, yes. And I was like, you are no help. So I got yarn.
Sometimes you really just have to say whatever to the yarn diet. And so happy.
It's so pretty. It's so pretty.
That's like waves, like crashing waves.
I know. Right?
So what are you gonna make me?
I'm actually gonna make a scarf with it. I used to have a scarf that was this kind of yarn, a mohair blend yarn, but it was in a slightly deeper blue color, like a dark navy and some purple, and like on a black was that colorway, and I wore that thing all the time, so much so that I lost it. And then I made another one, and I lost that one. So I wore it all the time, and so I think I'll wear this all the time as well. And I don't have any scarves that are this color, so there you go. In my non-existent spare time, because I have so many things that I need to knit right now. So that won't happen for a while, or unless I feel like knitting with my Gigantor needles. So, in a moment of weakness, I bought yarn.
It's okay. You've admitted it. That's the first step in curing a yarn addiction. It was so pretty, though, and I shouldn't have bought this yarn either, but it's like when you're on vacation, you have to buy yarn.
I wasn't on vacation.
Job. Yeah, because you need something to remember your good vacation, you know? Like when you wear these
I know, but what excuse do I have? I don't have an excuse. I wasn't on vacation.
You didn't have a scarf that color. You needed one.
Okay. So, you don't have shiny?
Oh, I do.
Oh, you do. Never mind. Your turn.
Well, it's kind of shiny and random. Okay. And a book. So, I'll wait for the book section.
Okay. Hyperventilate. I have something for that.
Go for it.
I have still been a really big dork watching all of Bones all over again. I think I'm on season 4. But, get this. I am observant a lot of the time, but I'm also, like, really not observant about other things. Like, there's a car that is in one of our carports at our apartment that apparently hasn't moved since we've been living here, and I never noticed. So, like, there are things like that where I don't notice. So, in Bones, at one point, Angela, the artist in the show, she has, we have cat cameo, she is wearing, like, one of the Jeffersonian, like, the lab coats, and she's decorated the collar. So it's like an artistic, like, collar, so it's different than the other scientists. And right. I do not think I noticed this the first time I watched this show. And it's not like it was just one episode. It's multiple episodes. Like, she's just, like, she decorated her coat once, and now that's the coat she wears. And I never noticed.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's pretty special. The other thing is I got out one of my Wii games, Super Mario Brothers Galaxy.
Uh-huh.
And this one is like a 3D type game where the world turns. So as you're walking, like the sphere that you're on turns. And it kind of gives you a little bit of like, when you're going to play it because you're like, it's just a little bit dizzying. Yeah. And I started it over again and I have decided I don't really like it. I don't really have that much fun playing it. So I think I'm going to get rid of it because I might actually get like $5 for it or something. So it's like a it's like a unventilated. I don't know. It's an unventilated or something.
Too funny.
Yes. So, but those are my 2 things I have for that. Do you have anything?
Awesome. Yeah, I started watching Elementary, the new one, like the new Sherlock. Have you watched that?
I love the new Sherlock. It is so good. I don't think I've seen Elementary. Is that another Sherlock?
Yeah. It's with Lucy Liu and, what's his name? Lee, I can never remember his name when I need to think of it, except I blurted out at random points. Johnny Lee Miller. He's the one who was in Hackers, and he also played in, like, Mansfield Park, I think. He was also in a new edition of Emma as Mr. Knightley. Mm-hmm. And I don't know where you know him from, but because Hackers is like 98 or something. Oh, God, I'm old. Anyway, I really like it. I'm only in season 1. Mm-hmm. I'm just like maybe 6 episodes in or something, but I am totally digging it.
Cool.
And it's good because it's something that me and the guy can watch together, because usually our tastes are completely different. Like, he's like, let's watch The Ring, and I'm like, let's watch Totoro, Yeah. So this is at least one show where we kind of meet in the middle and can watch it together. So that's been enjoyable, too. But I'm really loving the show. I'm so excited that there's, like, 3 seasons ahead of me and that it's still going. So, we're going to make it through season 1, and then we're going to switch over and do a season of La Femme Nikita, the old show from TV, and switch back and forth that way. Because we've been wanting to... We never got through that whole show. For some reason we stopped. I can't remember why now. But, so we're going to switch back and forth. And I'm so excited about both of them. I really like both shows, so...
Cool.
I don't know, I'm just... It's nice to have a new show. I feel like I'm in the right century now. Now I have something I can talk about when people are like, let's talk about all the TV shows ever that we watch. And I'm like, I don't have a TV. Left out.
Did I tell you about Call the Midwife? This is not a show for the boyfriend. This is a show for you.
Okay.
It's on Netflix. And it's called Call the Midwife. And it's set... Oh, I'm forgetting exactly what time period. I know you would know taking one look at it, but it's set in, like, east side of London or somewhere where it's poor, and this woman is gone to work as a nurse. She's not a nun, but she's got her midwife licensing and went to live at the nunnery where they're like a midwife center.
Okay.
And it's about her life as being a midwife, and kind of also about a little bit about the other characters and what their lives were like. And I think I want to say like the 50s, 40s or 50s, around there. So it's really interesting also to see what they used to do, and the kinds of things that they could fix and the kinds of things they couldn't fix. In certain situations and stuff. So it's really interesting, and I thought it's well done, and I find the characters to be well-rounded. So.
Is it? And you said it's on Netflix. Is it a current show, or is it one that is old?
I'm pretty sure it's older.
Okay.
It's not super old, but I don't know. You know what? I have no idea. I'm going to stop talking because I really don't know.
By the BBC?
Yeah, BBC.
Yeah.
So, it came up as one of us suggested something or other, and I was like, hey, that looks cool, so I watched it one day when I felt like watching something other than Bones, which honestly is not that often, but it does.
That's hilarious. Maybe I should try Bones since you enjoy it so much.
It's apparently not for everyone. I recommend it to a lot of people, but a lot of people are like, nah, they're just not interested in it, and I don't know if that's something. I think I invested enough time to get to know the characters, and that's really what I like. I mean, the crime solving is okay and you know, it's kind of interesting, kind of like what they come up with and stuff. But the characters, I just got really attached to the characters.
Well, that's fine.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just sometimes we have very similar tastes, sometimes we don't. So
it's
if you
worth
like
a
something,
shot. You know, I can think of a couple of episodes that I might recommend watching to kind of get a feel for what the characters are like. And I also really like, you know, it's a strong female lead. She doesn't take anything, you know, and there are a couple of things about some of the other characters that I don't like. But anyway, so yeah, you should watch it. Then we can talk about Bones.
I know, but now that would mean I'd have like 3 shows that I'm trying. Well,
and Bones will all be there, you know, for whenever. Oh, the other thing that I do like about Bones is that the episode, for the majority of the time, I'd say 95% of the episode, and probably 90% of the episodes, they start and a problem is created, and then the case is solved at the end of that show. And that's how I like it.
Yes,
I don't like things like Lost or the news, the Walking Dead, where things are Battlestar Galactica, where nothing is ever solved. It bothers me. Not enjoyable. Don't enjoy it.
Yep.
So, yeah.
Don't even get me started on Battlestar.
Oh, don't. Yeah. Anyway, let's move on. So, books. Time for your book.
Okay. Let me write down the row that I'm on. Do you have a book? I can't remember.
I do not.
Okay.
I can prattle on about Phoebe's.
About what?
Phoebe's. I Spy is next, but.
Oh, okay.
If your book is
go
there.
for it. I gotta write my row anyway.
Okay. Well, we're gonna skip around a little bit then. So, for my I Spy this week, I saw a little bird out in the woods who had a little brown butt. And I thought it was kind of a little russet colored butt. So I'm thinking it was a Say's Phoebe, which is this guy right here, because they're in my area. And because the book says that their tail, like they'll do this with their tail. And he was totally like, and like, you wanted to see my rear end? You wanted to see my rear end? You wanted to see my rear end? Rear end, rear end, rear end.
I think wrens are like that a lot too. They just sit on a twig and then it's just like tail fly. Woo, sorry.
So I'm pretty sure that's what I saw. Okay, back to books.
Oh, so I finally broke down and bought the complete book of Crochet Stitch Designs, 500 Classic and Original Patterns by Linda Schapper.
Mm-hmm.
Our library has this book, and I did some swatches out of it, and I loved it.
Mm-hmm.
And I really love that they're all in one color. It helps me to focus on the pattern.
Yes. Isn't that helpful?
Yes. And I'm sure it was incredibly boring to make them all in like beige or whatever, but I really appreciate it.
Mm-hmm.
So I intended to do a Slytherin scarf using a pattern out of this.
Mm-hmm.
But I wanted to mod the ends of the pattern, and I was having a real tough time because I don't think my crochet skills were up to snuff. Mm-hmm. So I think I might actually try that again.
Mm-hmm.
Especially now that I have the book as on hand as reference, because I just had a photocopy that I had made, you know. So I might give that a shot again. If nothing else, hoping to get a couple of swatches done out of the book to use for classes for Ravelry. Because the rate that this sock is going, it could have been an owl or a newt. So,
don't talk to me about my owls and my newts.
I know.
My owl and my...
I can't believe that, like, the examiner wouldn't let me do these socks, like, wouldn't let me do a pair of socks as a mission.
Let it go. Like,
I'm just so slow. What don't you understand? Like, apparently I did not, like, I just needed a new examiner.
Try again. Yeah. My order mission failed. That's this blanket. And I haven't touched my owl blanket in a long time. I apparently thought I was going to have a lot more time to knit than I actually have. So, oh well.
It's always worth it, giving it a shot. Yeah. Make it or you don't.
But
Not
that's
a big
fun.
deal.
That's a really, really nice book.
Yeah.
Sounds like a good book.
It's wonderful, and it has written directions and charts, which is, like, super awesome for someone who's so pictorial like me.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see if I can get one of the charts in here. Where's the chart? Here's the chart, and the written directions, and a picture.
Yay!
It's all the things I need.
Cool.
So that's been exciting.
Kitty over my shoulder.
Yes.
Kitty.
Oh, I totally forgot that this 8-inch circ is something new for me. It's an Addy Turbo Lace.
Mm-hmm.
I bought that on vacation because I was like, oh, that's really cute, and I always wanted to try the Addies. Oh my gosh, I'm so used to bamboo and plastic. It is like, zoom, there goes your stitches.
Knitting with butter.
Oh my gosh, it's like knitting in 0G is more like it. Oh my goodness. So that's been interesting. I'm excited to see how, once I get the stitches onto just the circ, to see how it works for me, but it seems like it would be easier for someone who throws with their right hand. I throw with my left. Mm-hmm. Just because of the way that it holds the stitches. So we'll see. I keep trying to tell myself that I should teach myself how to knit both ways so that I have an easier time with things like Fair Isle, but old habits die hard. So
you know how I did it? I was like, I'm going to put yarn in this hand, I'm going to put yarn in this hand, and I'm going to do it. And then I did it.
Yeah. Well, I can do it. It's just, I can do it for 3 stitches, and then my brain goes, what are you doing? What are you doing? And then I get confused.
Okay. Moving right along.
So anything other than fees?
Squirrel! What?
Yes. I did see angry squirrels recently, chattering in the trees.
Beer party!
Okay.
Yes.
Oh, I do have something for this. Do you have anything?
Yes, you first. Go.
Marina and the Diamonds.
Marina and the Diamonds. I made that up.
Yeah, okay. I heard a dance mix that used samples from one of her songs, and I was like, I like her voice, so I looked her up, and yeah, it's great. So I recommend it. Lies by Marina and the Diamonds. So that's my new person who I'm enjoying. What about you?
I don't know if I've talked about this before or not, and if I have, you're just going to have to forgive me because I'm listening to it again.
Okay.
This is called The Oil Lamp Flickered. It's Kin instrument. I don't really know how it's pronounced. Qin. It's a Chinese instrument, and it's very peaceful music. And I bought this when I was in Hong Kong. This particular... Did I say what the name of the album is? The name of the album is The Oil Lamp Flickered.
Yeah. And
I'm not sure how to say this person's name. So
that's okay, give it a shot.
Si Chunyan.
Okay, why not?
Yeah. It's really good, and I am just sometimes in the mood for it, and I've been in the mood for it, so that's what I've been listening to.
That's cool.
And it's one of the things that I was really... It's like the best souvenir that I can buy myself is music. When I go someplace, is buying music there that I can't get at home, right? I can't. Yes. I wouldn't be able to get this album anywhere else. So, when I go to Japan, like, that's what I plan on getting, is music there that I can't get here.
That, I don't know if I've had you listen to it, but there's a Miyazaki Music Box collection.
Yeah, so I have that you gave it to me, yeah.
Yes. And that's one of the things, like, good luck finding that in a lot of places, you know?
Yeah, right. So, that's what I've been listening to.
That's cool. Mm-hmm. Probably something I would like. I like a lot of Chinese instruments, so...
Yeah, I think you would like it.
Probably.
Walk through the urban wilderness.
Oh, yeah.
How's your exercise been?
Yeah, not good. It's been a joke. I got an extra day of working in the garden but that was about it. The time changes really messed me up. Mm-hmm. So I've been just pretty much wanting to hibernate.
Yeah.
Forever. So, unless I have something to get up for, I just sleep too much. So we'll see.
Cool.
And it's getting cold, so,
Yeah.
It is what it is. Might have to switch over to office work. We'll see. Well, how have you been doing?
I've been biking at least once a week to work, so that's been good. And, oopsie, that's wrong. And I went for a hike yesterday with my partner. So that was really nice. And we didn't go that far because my partner needed to use the restroom and didn't go before we went.
Yeah.
So we had to turn around. Oh, kitty meow.
Yeah, he's meowing in my ear. Hey, buddy. Come here, you.
So, yeah, I've been doing pretty good. I should take care of my back more. I feel like my back's going to tweak out pretty soon, so I should probably do some yoga stuff.
Yeah.
And that's how I could do better.
Yeah, I keep, now that the weather's cooled off, it's easier to do things like walking and getting all hot and sweaty because it, doesn't feel so miserable. Mm-hmm. But I need to get my bike serviced or, just checked over, have my boyfriend look at it, and he's just been too busy to do it. Mm-hmm. But I think if I keep nagging him, once I get that done, I'll be able to just do some errands in the neighborhood on my bike, and that'll get a little more exercise in, because I just haven't felt like walking lately.
Yeah.
I don't know why. I mean, usually I'm really big on this weather. I love it when it's, like, cold out, but not so, like, bitterly cold that you're miserable. Mm-hmm. We'll see.
For me, we've just, we're in a drought, and it's just, like, for me, the cold and the dry, like, hot and dry for whatever reason, like, it doesn't bother me as much, but the cold and dry, like, it just makes me sick. And I remember last year when I went to the doctor around this time, my doctor said that, a lot of people are coming in with all kinds of congestion and their head's all weird because it's cold and dry, and...
Yeah, we've had to have our humidifier on a couple of times already. We have the one that looks like a little bear and steam comes out of his ears. It's really cute.
Oh, how cute. Maybe I should get a humidifier. Sounds like a good idea.
Yeah.
Sounds like you came from the good idea bear.
Yeah. It's great because, it doesn't affect my boyfriend nearly so much as me. Mm-hmm. But when it's dry in our house at night, I just have a horrible time staying asleep and getting to sleep. Just because my breathing is bad. So having the humidifier on near me really helps. No, you can't sit on my computer, goofball.
I want to sit on it. But want to sit on it, Mama.
Yeah, I know.
It's hot and warm.
Yeah. Now he's back on his magazine.
All right, so I think we're on to Random Remnants now. I think you said you had something for Random Remnants.
Yes. So I wanted to get your opinions. I got these glow-in-the-dark snakes.
Of course you did.
Of course I did, at the Dollar Tree. And I want to make them into earrings.
Yes.
But I'm not quite sure how I want to do it. Do I want, like, half of it in coming this way and half out the back of my ear? Of course, you can't see it because my hair is so fluffy. Do-do-do-do. Because I don't mind chopping it up. If it would look better. I don't know. Because they're kind of long as it is, and they kind of run into my face, this guy.
Yeah.
So I was, like, thinking either I need to cut it in half or I need to put it on something that's long, like a chain. I don't know, and I'm still kind of thinking about it, so I'm not quite sure what I'm going to do. And then I got these guys as part of the package deal, because they only sold one iguana and one snake, so now I don't know what I'm going to
do. You could send them to me and I will give them to my children. They would love them.
Yes. Hair clips.
There you go.
Necklace. Yeah, I'm a weird child, sorry.
I think just as they are, earrings would be fine. That's how I would wear them, and because eventually you would just get, like, it doesn't look funny.
Okay.
So, if you could get over that part hitting your face, then that's
it doesn't, that doesn't really bother me. I'm just always worried about whether it looks like I've got nanu things coming out of my head.
No, they look like earrings. It looks cool.
Okay. I gotta find my earring backings, too. Let's see if I can... I don't think hot glue would work, so I might have to super glue them on. We'll see. Should be an exciting experiment if I ever get around to it.
There you go.
Story of my crafting life. Oh, another random thing. I wanted to show you this. I think I might have already showed you this because I was so excited. Did I show you this?
I believe so, but tell me again.
So the place that that I'm volunteering at, they're redoing they want to redo, one of the rooms, it's a historic building, and they've peeled off several layers of wallpaper that have been plastered over each other,
Mm-hmm.
And they want to go back to the oldest one. Mm-hmm. So they were trying to piece together scraps that had been ripped off the wall when they were doing it. Mm-hmm. So I spent a good portion of the day trying to put together, a whole picture of it out of, I felt like an archaeologist or something. It was kind of fun, and I can see why they have software that people in the restoration business use, where you can just you just scan everything in, and then you can rotate the pieces to make it all fit, so you don't have to actually physically by hand try to put things together, which is what I was doing. But I did pretty okay, except that they didn't have enough pieces to make a whole pattern repeat out of original slices. So I'd have to layer them on top of each other, and I don't think that's really what they were wanting. So, but, this is technically something that the curator is doing. I was just helping out. It's her project.
Yeah.
So, nevertheless, it was fun to get to work with, antique wallpaper.
Yes, that sounds right up your alley.
Yes, it does. And I'm not sure if this is antique or if it's vintage, but the newest layer on the outside was 1958, I believe. So everything below that has to be older than that. So.
Yep. You would think.
Yeah, but it was really pretty paper, too. I mean, the background had, this kind of silvery thing, and the paint itself was a little raised. Like they had a stencil, and they had did bits of it at a time.
Cool.
Might have been the way they did it. I don't know. It was just, texturally, it was very interesting to me. So, I've always, this is totally really random now, but I've always liked the tale of Beauty and the Beast. And so I've liked roses, and so I've always been interested in trying to find a rose wallpaper that wouldn't drive me crazy. Because most wallpapers just make me kind of nauseous. They're just in your face with a pattern,
Yeah,
just
wallpapers are back in now, so I think you'd be able to find something.
Maybe. But
maybe.
I think you did your walls as a half wall with color.
Yes.
I think if I ever went to wallpaper again, and this is not saying I would, I think I would only do a half wall so that the pattern isn't as in your face.
Yeah, and then the good thing about doing the bottom half as the pattern is that then furniture blocks part of it too.
Yeah.
So it really helps breaks up the monotony of the pattern.
Well, needless to say, I was very impressed with this pattern. It was, I managed to get a picture of the full repeat, so, I may end up making my own someday.
Oh, fun!
If I ever decide to wallpaper my house, which I, would need a house and etc.
And somebody to live with a wallpaper house with you.
Somebody who doesn't mind giant cabbage roses all over the wall. 50-50 chances. Anyway, so that's...
I just snorted.
I know, well, that's how we laugh. But, that's all my random things that I can think about. I'm sure there's more, but whatevs.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure we could keep going. But I'm going to bring up one more thing, and then we'll be done.
Go for it.
My partner heard about this movie. I think it's kind of like a documentary called Samsara. And it's basically, it doesn't have any dialogue. It's just shots of various things. And a lot of it is like things that are of multiples. For example, I'm thinking of the gross ones. Of course, I'm thinking of the gross examples that are in the movie. Oh, like cubicles. Like a row of cubicles. Oh, kitty cameo. You want to be in the video. Booja, 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 booja.
We've got some nosy cats with us today.
Yes. Well, he's annoyed that I closed the door. So, like, a row of cubicles, and it just stays there. It's just like this shot. It just stays there for a little bit. And there's also, like, some shots of, like, close-up of faces. Oh, one of the ones with a lot of people was Mecca. So, very far away shot of Mecca with all of the people, like, probably thousands of people around the temple. And so, it was really cool. So there are parts of it that are really cool. Not safe for work, not safe for kids. Parts of it. But really good to knit to. Really good to knit to. So that's why I thought I'd mention it.
That's cool. I've almost finished the Bartimaeus book that I'm on. Mm-hmm. The one that's on audiobook. Mm-hmm. And it's like one of those things where you get close to the end and you don't want to finish it because then you're done. Mm-hmm. Even though I know I'm pretty sure there's 3 other books that come after this one, but I'm like, no, what are we going to knit to? I'm silly. Well, I think that's it for us.
I think it is. Thanks for tuning in.
Thanks for visiting. Bye. Outtakes.
Okay, we're recording now for realsies.
Brooding men. We love our brooding men. Oh, Heathcliff, you're so broody.